how well that they played just with a Huskar that doesn't really undying. If you've got a Wyvern as well, they're going to be able to keep that Huskar alive for this. They're going to be able to keep that Huskar alive for the rest of the bloody land. It's just not going to die. But Bulldog is on his Timbersaw. We are going to see, it's going to be Ake Bane and Nutslina. And here we have it, Will. Can Alliance do it this game?
I think so. I see that people are flaming them in chat, but thought that the Tusk was going to be a support or an off. Yeah, it was going to be a support, and that's a reasonable assumption to make in a game like this.
Oh, hang on, yeah, sorry, we didn't talk about. So the Tusk is going to be playing the mid lane.
Yeah, he was their mid player last game.
Oh, hello.
So
Tusk middle lane. Okay. That's going to just be giving it some here. With
Mineski tricked them, dude.
Oh, hello. Oh, okay. He's got quite a punch here in Slada. He's bitten off a little bit more than he can chew.
Bane Gaming.
Yeah.
This is what Bane does.
Bane 1, Slada 0.
Look at his, just look at his move speed alone. 315.
Look at that swag.
This is not some CM or Shadow Shaman.
But you can have Natasha. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is game 2 between Alliance and Mineski. Of course, game 1 did go to Mineski in quite some style with that Huskar pick working out. They're going to try it again. This is really going to be a test of whether it's going to work out. And Cuckoo's a bit of a mastermind on that hero, and we'll see if he can do it again. But as you said, Will, you're feeling a little bit more hopeful for Alliance's lineup in this game compared to game 1.
Yeah, they've got an offlaner that can definitely deal with the hero. I like Alliance's picks overall, and they have a better way to deal with it, because what you can do in this game is you can sleep the Dazzle, try to Fiend's Grip the Huskar, and
the battle begins.
There isn't too much that'll disrupt you that you have to worry about, especially if the Slardar initially jumps in. A lot of this game is just going to come down to Ake's positioning in fights. If it's good, they can win. But their laning phase has to go a lot better than the last one did. Even if it looked okay, like the Nature's Prophet, it looked like it was trading against the Slardar, right? But you have to think about what both of those heroes do.
Oh, mid lane, so I mean this is where I'm going to be really interested how this goes down. You've got this mid Tusk. He is going to have the backup of Jesse Vash on that Wyvern. Oh, he's looking for the career snipe. Is he going to be able to get it? I think he is. Oh, he can't quite get the range.
If he was Bane, he would have.
That was close. And talking about Bane, hello, Raging Potato.
You had 285 or 315 move speed and brain sap, you would have gotten that.
Oh, Potato Man's got to be careful. S4 moving forward, asserting his dominance there thanks to the way that Ake's kind of set this up there on the Bane. 4 for 3 at the moment, and Raging Potato yet to get a single CS, so we're seeing the mid lane looking very nice for the side of Alliance, and we can expect S4 to have a really good time on this Shadow Fiend this game if this is the first kind of minute or so is anything to go by.
Yeah, a large portion of this was because the Winter Wyvern, he either helps in the lane and he can zone out the SF, or he all-ins for the courier, and we saw which option he decided to go for. So the Bane was able to harass out the Tusk for free, and they just weren't able to do anything about it.
On bottom lane as well, Loader and Nuts doing a good job of keeping the Slardar right back. This Slardar is certainly not going to have as happy of a time as he did in the game. Want to hang on S4, heading away from these two, and this is going to be your first blood. Mr. Potato, when he took the Tusk mid, we didn't know if it'd be a genius or a potato, and it turns out he's both.
It hasn't really worked out though. He still only has 2 CS. But it's okay because you get the first blood and you slow down the momentum and you tempo control. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, S4 of course still, as you said, yeah, with the dominance in terms of CS, but giving away that first blood, not really what he was planning to do so. And I mean, the other lanes, one of the lanes we haven't really talked about is the top lane. The fact that, I mean, how is this Timbersaw doing actually bottom lane? That's all about 4, because they're going to go for some action here, Nuts. He's going to south hook Kaz, he turns around with the Relight Strike, and Alliance might just be able to get a kill, and they will. They'll bring it to 1-1 on the board, Nuts picking that one up for the team. The support duo there working very nicely. We already talked about the potency of these two in the draft, and it goes to show that it's not going to be a pretty lane for the Slardar.
Yeah, this was never meant to be though, and that's the thing is that the reason why heroes like Slardar are so much more popular than heroes like Timbersaw is that your laning phase doesn't really matter too much. If you have a good laning phase, it matters. If you have a bad laning phase, it's expected. As long as the Slardar just gets a little bit out of it, then he can catch up just fine. Like 1 or 2 team fights and he's perfectly back into it. And how many items does a Slardar really need? After the Blink Dagger, everything is just kind of luxuries.
Lane and Jesse Vash just giving some harassment tests for there with the Arctic Burn. I mean, one thing that we didn't really talk about, the fact that Bulldog has felt that he's needed to leave the lane. So he's not in the top lane anymore. He's had to kind of move around. He's just level 2. I mean, he did clear up one of the camps there in the jungle. He's now going to head back up there, but realizing it's just maybe not safe enough to stay in this lane against this Huskar.
When you have a ward like this placed by Mineski, and you have full vision like that, and Bulldog has no idea where it is, then he can't just stay in the lane. And he's just going to get harassed out anyway, so the better thing to do is make it so that Mineski will push
Potato
it.
going in, but the shard's going to get whiffed. S4 turning around and Ake's there, setting this one up with the Nightmare. There's your first raise. He's looking for the punches as well. Potato can't quite get close enough, but he does for one tickle, but it doesn't matter because they turn around. Ake there with a beautiful movement to the mid lane just when it was needed, allowing them to turn that round and getting S4 involved into action against the enemy mid player.
Ake God. He's not going to be able to get the Invis rune, but it doesn't really matter too much because the Shadow Fiend can just kind of play this straight now. Things out, pull, stack a bunch of camps. You're perfectly okay with just doing that.
Raging Potato coming towards the rune, and he's not going to be able to get it. S4 takes that one, and Ake is going to be there.
I think he's just going to get a kill.
If he can get up with the brain set, he hasn't got enough for the Nightmare. Yeah, and the brain set wouldn't have been enough. Maybe if he had the Nightmare, could have set that one up for S4, but didn't quite have the mana.
This is just what Bane does, though. When I was talking about, because you've got such good move speed that with boots you have 365. You're almost always able to get away. It's so hard to kill the Bane because he has either Nightmare or Brain Sap. So half the damage that you use on him kind of just gets erased immediately. And if he ever gets in trouble, he just Nightmares you. So what are you meant to do against this type of support hero? None of his spells look entirely too threatening, except for Fiend's Grip, but it's just how it works out when you're trying to harass out a mid laner.
Yeah, mid lane as well. Alliance have given Bulldog the lane for the time being, whilst S4 backs up to clear out these stacks. So just trying to keep themselves as safe as possible, keeping themselves away from that top lane. I mean, this is, of course, going to give the chance for the Huskar to get scary. He's getting pretty good CS at the moment, pretty much perfect. So Cuckoo's certainly going to come online at a similar rate as he did in the first game. Maybe even anything not as fast. Mid lane Bulldog's getting caught out by the snowball, and Bulldog, he should go down here, and he will. So they will find the kill there in the mid. S4 turning up there, looking for Potato. Hasn't quite got the mana there for the long range. Raise and bottom lane crush onto Ake, but the cancel was actually cancelled. Sorry, the TP was cancelled from the backup there from Mineski, so they won't be able to turn it.
I just want to make sure that it's not just the same support duo nuking him down over and over again.
Nuts. Oh, there's a snowball if they want to go. They're actually not going to go on that one.
Can't. You don't know what the gyro is or how close he is. You just have to give that one up. That probably was a kill on Nuts if they go for it, but if they get stunned by the Lina, then they just die. And you don't want to trade 1-for-1 in a situation like this, because you can't leave an open lane to the Shadow Fiend.
Bottom lane, Rio's managed to find a few levels now on this Slardar. He's level 4. Ake looking for a wrap around here. Could be in trouble because Loda's level 6. He's got the cooldown and straight in on they go. They get themselves a kill under the belt as Gyrocopter. And Loda having a much better game than he did in game 1 here with this Gyrocopter this time around.
Alliance as a whole is having so much better of a game. Like, S4 is once again leading in net worth. Your Bane is 5th in net worth somehow. He's actually ahead of both offlaners. They've had a much easier time.
Jesse Vash has come up top. I mean, they might want to try and look for Bulldog, but they don't really have the control to stop him from just timber chaining away. Always going to be a hard kill. He heads back towards the mid. Maybe seeing if they can try an Arctic Bird across to go on S4. And there we go. They're going to try and lead in for this one. They've got a snowball, but the TP reactions will be there. Can they get the Bane in time to save? And Splinter Blast comes out. Can they keep S4 alive here? They'll try and turn, and S4's going to live down the shards. They will finish him off. And now Jesse Bash from the corner embrace is going to just set up a light strike away from Nuts, and they will find the return kill. But it is, of course, the support for that Shadow Fiend. Mineski will be happy with that trade.
Yeah, they're going to be incredibly satisfied with it. They're slowing down the Shadow Fiend, and most importantly, the hero that they were probably most worried about, the Tusk, is #1 in net worth right now. Because when you pick this hero, you don't exactly expect to put him mid lane, right? Like, how often do we see it? Because he's such a volatile hero, and most of your strength lies in the ability to just go around the map ganking. But they sacrifice that just so that they can have him mid, so that they can pick up the Dazzle last pick, so that the Huskar can work for them. But they're gonna go for the smoke, and this is such a smart one. This is something that we see the Dire do, because we remember about controlling the safe lane and the jungle.
And here we go, snowballs out, buddy, straight onto Loader. Loader's not got a chance in the world. Blown up straight away there by the 4-man smoke gank from Mineski. And as you said, perfect timing, and that's exactly the kill you want to be getting at this point in the game.
Yeah, because most importantly, they're just going to route through the jungle, get some control out of this, and it's going to make it a lot easier for them. They even get rid of some of the ward vision, and they place one semi-deep into the mid lane. S4's got a kill rune though. I don't know how much you can do with it though. It is the S4 rune.
It is, if there's anyone that's going to be able to wear the magic with it. Oh, Bulldog. Yeah, oh, hello, oh, hello, oh! He's gone. Burning Spears, too much for the Timbersaw in the fountain. And Cuckoo, he's going to be laughing about that one. And S4, hang on. I think this man might be dead. Oh, he's got the S4 rune, hasn't he? Oh, S4, you need to be careful, sir.
Oh, he's trying to go for the outplay.
He should be. Oh, he's fine. He's fine.
I think if the Winter Wyvern wasn't there, S4 would have gone for it, but him there, almost no chance.
Oh, Ake, he's found himself a bit of an issue down here. Cuckoo moving in. One more spear should do it. Can't quite get it on. He's trying to tango up, destroying trees, and it will be enough to keep him alive. Ake will survive through this. Only just. And already we're just seeing the power of Cuckoo. It is coming online.
Radiant's top tower.
Just gotta be careful though. The Timbersaw has his ultimate, and they have to know that the Dazzle's behind. And Bulldog is gonna play pretty passive actually. Just gonna wait. He knows with the Dazzle there, it's a losing proposition. If he uses his chains, it's all in, and you can't do that when there's the Dazzle on the other team.
I mean, we talk about offlaners and how much farm they need respectively to be effective. We look at Bulldog's net worth at the moment. He is second lowest on the board. How much of an issue is this for a Timbersaw?
A lot. Yeah. You need a ton with Timber. Because you don't have any armor, but you just survive by tanking a lot of hits. So to be able to build up reactive armor stacks, you just need flat HP.
I would love to find Cuckoo. Can they get him? Ake's there. The Grave's coming out straight away. Cuckoo's going to jump forward here and actually just turn onto Ake. Ake might just go down to Burning Spears and he will. He goes down, but they do find the important kill. They'll take down the Huskar. And Alliance will be happy with that trade, for sure. Meanwhile, bottom lane, there's an Invis Rune on Raging Potato. He's looking to maybe set something up onto Loader, but it's just himself and the Slardar. And Loader's going to play this one safely. Backing up. He's actually going to live the creep block. He might come back out with this one. If Potato sticks about, and the Potato's actually wrapped back round, so Potato's going to miss the opportunity here.
No,
He's
I
gonna
don't
look
think it
for
matters. I think they know about the rune.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Loader's just keeping himself in the tree line.
You can't waste too much time because again, when you go for these ganks, then what ends up happening is that S4 just free farms, and you have to constantly put pressure on a hero like this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, with the ward they spotted it out, so Loader's playing it very, very safely. And as you said, S4 reaching onto level 11. Very shortly, he is top of the net worth board.
Top tower has been denied.
And bottom lane, we might see a bit of action because you have got Ake there as well. Raging Potato's hiding in the tree line. I'm just going to lay down the Amplify. They haven't quite spotted out this Tusk, who's snuggling between the trees.
He's pinging onto the Bane, but I mean, this is dangerous because
they've got backup coming, but so have Alliance. Both teams have got reinforcements on the way, and Ake is going to be the first to take it. Okay, he's come too close for comfort. Aura's punch to the Bane there. Mineski will find the kill, and nothing that Alliance can do to turn that one around. That's just going to be a free kill for Mineski.
Yeah, you can't really prevent that. It's a level 5 Bane, and he was amplified. Almost no chance that he survives that. The lucky thing for Alliance, though, is that Mineski don't have that early blink dagger, so you can't continue to push the presence. They have to just look for these mini skirmishes and back out. What Alliance really have to look for right now is, at some point the Huskar is going to just decide, okay, I want to go for the Roshan and Wolf 5-man. If you can protect that if you're Alliance, then they have a really good shot at winning. And they have the lineup to do it this time, Owen.
Yes, they do, compared to what they brought to game one. Absolutely. They've certainly got a better shot than they did earlier.
You should just sleep the Dazzle, or you can even sleep the Huskar when he's graved up. Just wait things out.
I mean, how close are we seeing Ake to Fiend's Grip? Okay, he's very close to getting Fiend's Grip online on this Bane. He's going to have Fiend's Grip pretty much ready for the next fight.
They're pinging like crazy. They know that this is happening right now.
Can they do something about it?
I think so. I think you have to. You can't just let them 5-man towers like they did last time. You have a much better way of dealing with it.
Be there. If they can get Loader in with the cooldown and the flat cannon, this could be go time, and Loader's going to make his way across. The rest of Alliance are smoked up. S4's going to come forward, and no, looking for the red grip for the sidelines here to catch them on the trip, and this could be it. Ludo's come around for the sideline, can't quite kill Slaughter. Here come the race onto Kuku. Kuku's going to jump forward onto Bulldog. Bulldog's going to go down first on the Sunny Knee Wheel. Laguna Blade just find the kill onto Wyvern, and Kuku's just going to work onto Loader. Loader's going to melt Kuku's to life. Finally, they'll take down the Huskar, and now Alliance can look for more. They'll take down Raging Potatoes. Only Yules and Rio left alive. The Dragon Slave goes into the pit. Yules trying to look for Roshan to deny, but it's not going to work. S4 gets the raise, and it's double kill for this Shadow Fiend, and Alliance get away with that one very nicely. It was a little bit troublesome at the start with Kuku just going crazy, but a nice stun from the Lina managed to find the kill. Those right clicks, and alright, Alliance, they're keeping themselves in this one, and after that they're coming out on top.
And the problem is that Mineski don't even hide the attempt. Like, they don't try to set it up whatsoever. Mineski actually has 3 smokes. They didn't use any of them to go for that. They just kind of walked in and said, well, I hope they don't have board vision. And they did. And Alliance, they had plenty of time to set up for that. They didn't even get the Winner's Curse off from Jesse Bash.
Oh, straight up Winter's Curse onto S4 there. They've got the Amplify, and S4 might be in a bit of trouble. No, this is going to be the Nightmare to dodge some of the damage, but it doesn't matter. They're still going to follow this one up. He pops the mech. Loader's going to go with a 4-man cooldown. Maybe they can still fight off the back of this. It's a double kill for S4. Kuku's been graved down, trying to go into Loader, doing a hell of a lot of damage, but Kuku's going to fall. Loader will survive throughout this one, so 3 dead on the side of Mineski. Alliance only losing S4. And again, what seems just like another frustration fight from Mineski, just leading him with a straight up Winter's Curse, desperately trying to fight a kill, but not necessarily thinking about the repercussions that Alliance is just going to deliver them when they try and fight at that point of the map.
Nobody was close enough to take advantage of the Winner's Curse on either team. So it wasn't like he was able to get it off in the middle of a bunch of heroes for his team. And
I mean, it did let... Oh, wow. Jesse Bash. Bulldog. Oh.
But you...
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Was not wise.
Got it. They got it.
I just think that they're setting this up kind of poorly. They're not really using the smokes like they did in the first game. It feels like they think this is going to be the same formulaic game, but...
Oh, there's a crush onto S4, and here comes the Balls of Doom. The snowball closes in, the punch to the backside by S4. He pops it in, he turns around with the Razor. There's your mate, and now Loader's turning into the cooldown. He's going to try and move it onto Raging Potato, and he might just find it. The Razor's coming out. Bulldog's trying to chase forward as well, trying to close the gap. Tusk will be able to get himself out of this one, but okay, he's got the Nightmare. There's your line strike. There is a shallow grave, but I don't think it's going to be able to save the Slaughter. He's trying to get himself out, gets the crush in, but Bulldog's there with the Chains of Doom, throws out the Chakram, goes forward, Spider-Man, Raging Potato's got to get himself out. Bulldog gets the kill, and Alliance will find something else there for the side.
They're playing so well around their lineup right now. They constantly just play around S4 because they know that he's such a big target for Mineski. Mineski can feel that he's ahead in net worth by quite a lot, just looking at his item build. And he's got 2,000 gold on top of this now. Mineski, they're slowly starting to run out of opportunities, and whatever they had with the Huskar is pretty much falling apart. And what was that noise?
It's the Bulldog noise, Will.
Is it?
It is.
I can't make that. I can't roll my tongue.
Only Bulldog can. You can't roll your tongue?
Nope.
Oh, well.
I can't do the R's.
Or I will. Well, this is looking quite a lot better than it did in game 1 for Alliance, Will, I'd like to say.
No, I think that they've got a firm grip on this game. Like, look at the timing right now. Rio still doesn't have that Blink Dagger. The Huskar isn't going out of control like he did in the last game. They don't have Aegis. I honestly think this is just Mineski getting a little bit complacent and playing a little bit sloppy. They lose the fight at the Roshan, and then they think to themselves, oh, we'll just go back in there and do the exact same thing. And hopefully this time it'll go better.
On top lane. We may be needing to say our prayers here for this Slaughter. As he is potentially in a bit of trouble. No, he's sprinting out. He realizes something funky's going on, and in fact, he's got backup. There's a bit of smoke on smoke action here. Lights use the smoke to close this gap, but Mineski are ready to fight. There's a DD on the Tusker straight away with a snowball going in onto Nuts. They'll pop down the defensive nightmare, buying Selena some time. Now they'll take it up with the Winter's Curse, and they'll attack it. S4 kills Ake. Oh, the humanity. There'll be a buyback straight away from this bait. S4 gets off the Requiem. Loader's caught in the middle of this, although, and the Jara is down as well. Cuckoo's challenge rate up. He's going to be fine, and now he puts in a Vitality. He'll jump forward for more. There's an amplified damage on S4. Now Bulldog turns up, can he turn this around? They get the feeds from on Cuckoo, and S4 gets the right clicks in. They'll take down the Huskar, but they've already lost 3, and this did cost a buyback from Ake as well. This is the fight that Mineski were looking for. They leap forward here on the Slaughter. They get the crush onto Ake, punch to the backside. The Bane is out for the count. It's a dive back on this Bane, and Bulldog's the only one left, and they might not even stop now. Slaughter's going forward. He's going to have the blink. He's going to get hit by the Chakram there, but it doesn't matter. He still sprints forward, gets the crush in. It's a full team wipe. Alliance hit the deck, and Mineski show no mercy in that fight.
They played that so well together. The Slardar manages to get enough gold, just enough to get the Blink Dagger on the side. He follows that up with getting 3 different chase kills. That was actually a 6-man wipe because Ake actually used the buyback on the Bane. That was the only way that they were going to be able to kill the Huskar. He makes the right decision there, but 6 heroes go down just for that one Huskar. And whatever advantage Alliance built up has kind of just washed away in the sand. Look away. It's 4,000 gold swing. 5,000 experience.
That's deeper than some of the mountains in Sweden. That's... Oh. Well, there we go. Mineski. They're hungry for this. The Huskar, they're proving to be quite an issue, if not as much as it was in the first game. Cuckoo's still giving us a pretty stellar performance, and the mid-tusk as well. Been doing a lot, Raging Potato. He's got the Blink Dagger complete now as well, on top of the mech and the Arcanes.
Yeah, everything is completely turned around for Mineski. They were kind of stagnant, and their lineup was kind of slowing down, and it looked like Alliance were just going to be able to roll over them, but that top engagement, they got split up way too quickly. Nuts was isolated by himself. He immediately got popped. They lost Loda and Ake almost simultaneously after that, and they weren't able to fight around their own mech. We saw what happens right there.
I'll see a simple tower trade there, tier 1s for tier 1s. Between the two sides. S4, how's he looking on the Shadow Fiend? Well, he's got a lot of money and he's just spent it. What did he buy? I think it might have been
BKB?
Yeah, BKB straight up. Okay, so BKB is now complete. You've actually got the Blink Dagger being the item of choice here for Bulldog. What do you reckon about that one, Blitz?
I think it's good for the positioning game, because you just want to be able to kill Cuckoo. That's your job as Bulldog. And he's been doing it really admirably so far.
And here we go. Alliance.
They don't have vision, so they go for the smoke here. That's the only reason.
Yeah, with some of the good stuff. There we go. Are they going to go up for this one? Roshan is up. There's a siege creep in there. Carty just chilling it. They're going to give some mercy here. And now, well, Smoker's going to get dispelled on S4. S4. Okay, gets that BKB time and gets that man back straight up with the raises. Turning on to get the back. Bulldog goes forward with the Chakram, takes down the Winter Wyvern. The reaction there from S4 with that BKB couldn't have been any more perfect there. Absolutely bang on to the split second.
Yeah, now it just looks like he baited them and S4 some kind of next level genius. That was really well played too. You would have liked to get more out of that, but they did force the Winter's Curse to be expended, and most importantly, they made it so that Mineski knows for a fact that they're not going to go for the Rosh attempt. I mean, if you're Mineski, they just used a 10-second BKB, and all they got was the Winter Wyvern. Maybe that's how you look at it.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't the worst for Mineski. I mean, that smoke was potentially setting up Alliance to find an even bigger fight. So.
I think you just go for the Roshan now. You know that BKB's dead, yeah. And
I mean, as Alliance, you still try and fight, surely?
Yeah, I think so. You can't give this up. You've kind of invested, I don't want to say all in, but Bulldog's got a Blink Dagger.
Oh, S4 is going to be amplified. Chance just coming out. There's your Chakra. Cuckoo jumping straight in, and actually Bulldog blinks back. Breeze Cuckoo's straight across the side of the line. They're looking for him, but the Shallow Graves out. There is a snowball as well. It goes across. S4's being stunned up. Loader's trying to do what he can with the cooldown, but they've already lost 2. Double kill for Cuckoo, and he's still alive. He gets the inner Vitality out with the Shadow Wave as well. They just can't kill him. He gets cold embraced up. There's a crush onto 2 there for Rio as they chase down. Splinter Blast comes out. Loader's trying to go against this Slardar here with a Rocket Barrage, but the Amplify's on him, and Rio's now moving back for more. At the same time, Ake TP's out. They did manage to find themselves a 3rd kill there as Wyvern took down Nuts. Loader, he should be in trouble there. He's got no friends. He's all on his own. Goes in with the crush there to start out. Cuckoo jumps in. They take him down as well.
tower
And
is under
Mineski
attack.
showing us that Alliance really shouldn't have gone for that fight at the Roche pit then.
No, when you lost the BKB from S4, yeah, you got the kill on the Winter Wyvern and the reflexes were good, but you did show that you just used your 10-second BKB, and at that point, there's almost zero chance that you're going to win that fight.
Okay, he's going to look to set this up. There's a TP in from Bulldog. Let's see if Bulldog can do this one. Has he got the combo? 1, 2, 3. Yes, he has. Bulldog there
Roshan has
with the play.
fallen to
Takes down
ground.
Tusk, but at the same
Radiant's
time,
top
Mineski
tower
take
is
down
under attack.
the bigger brute. They get themselves Roshan. And that's going to be Aegis now on this Huskar.
We should really talk about Jules, by the way. The amount of times this guy's gotten clutch Graves off.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because your Huskar's flying around the map. You remember he had to go through like 4 different heroes just to save his Huskar in the middle of that fight. And he still manages not to get slept or killed in this entire time. How much HP does he have? He has 796 HP and he's not dying. Unbelievable.
Yeah, some really nice placement here from this Dazzle.
When you play support in this kind of game, it's just all a positioning game. I'm a lot less impressed by the Huskar and more impressed by how much Jules has been able to keep up with his positioning.
And so it looks like, Jara at the moment, loader, he picked up the Sand, he's now picked up a second Ogre Club, so I wonder if he's just kind of, rather than finishing off the SNY, going for that BKB because he sees that Cuckoo's going to be very close to picking up a Halberd here, do you think?
Yeah, I think you can't really afford to go for the SNY anyways, though.
Yeah.
There's just too much. The Slardar is ripping you apart. The Huskar, the Burning Spear is just doing too much too. You just have to turn yourself into a fighting machine at this point. Because Mineski, they're just going to go for the 5-man. And their cores aren't the greatest. Oh, and if you look at it, if you can weather the storm, it's still going to be a 2-position Tusk that has a 4-staff and a mech.
It's Slada, he's just going to go. He's just going to jump straight in, and he's all on his own, but he doesn't matter. Jumps in with the crush, sprints back out. Now Raging Potato's turning up as well. There is a fair few of Alliance. In fact, Alliance do have 4 people here. The trading jump onto Ake. Ake just getting removed from the game. And the rest of Alliance will be able to TP themselves out. So it is just the Bane effectively tanking that one. But nonetheless, Mineski still showing us that Alliance have to be very careful when they come across to their side of the map, because Mineski are going to be on top of them every time.
This game is just so scary right now. Look at this right now. What other hero could do this in the mid lane? Just sitting there by himself. He knows that 4 of his teammates are at top. They just went for a gank. Doesn't even bother showing up. He's got a medallion going on him. Solar Crest will be completed anytime by Jules, and he doesn't even care at this point. Like, even the Timbersaw isn't quite enough anymore.
That's what, trying to come out, do some bottom lane. They've caught out Loader. He's all on his own, and he will be for 47 seconds as he sits in his casket. He's out of the map, and that was not what Alliance wanted to happen there. Having their position 1, getting caught out in that situation. I guess on the bright side, he's not going to be there too long, but nonetheless, another massive pick-off for Mineski.
That's the neat thing though about playing with a Huskar, is that you can't really split push if you're Alliance, because they don't have to crowd this hero and 5-man him. Most carries in this position at 25 minutes into the game mode, think about it, you're always going to set everybody behind. If they did this with any other hero, Alliance would just collapse on them, take the 3-on-5 fight even if you have the Aegis, and hope the other 2 heroes can't get there in time. But because it's a Huskar that has an Armlet and a Dazzle sitting behind him, Alliance just gonna have to sit there and go, well, we're gonna lose our Gyrocopter and get absolutely nothing out of this.
I don't know, it's... Alliance have to play this very carefully. They really do. They've got to be really careful of the engagements they take, because we've seen already just 2 pickoffs. Mineski come fine. As you said, anytime that Alliance look to split it out across the map. BKB recipe has been picked up by Loader, but he's still a Mithril Hammer short. There's now Reaver on this Huskar. I mean, he has died 4 times this game.
Whatever. It's all. He's just gonna do Huskar things.
I mean, casually walking around with that weave ticking up, 40 armor. He's just 2k HP. I mean, where's your answer to that?
I don't know, because Mineski are just gonna force the issue now, and the Timbersaw's still annoying. But when you've got this much, who really cares? Alright, this was pretty far, Rio.
Hello, he forces himself out.
Yeah, calm down, man.
This man's crazy.
Alright, they weaved again. Take 2. They're probably... you've got the glyph available, but I don't even know if it's worth it.
I mean, Cuckoo, he's just sitting there. He's having a fine old time. Bulldog coming forward. Timber chaining across. And that's the tier 3 down. Alliance certainly having a hard time holding back Mineski when they go for these high ground pushes. I mean, what's the play here? Well, do they just have to continue just holding the base? Do they have to go out themselves and look for smoke? You know, solo pickoffs on Mineski? Or they just got to play full-on defensive at this point? And do they contest Roshan when he's back up in 6 minutes?
I think you do, because this time around, you'll have better resources, right? You'll have the BKB up on S4, which is something they sorely lacked first time around. You can't kill the Huskar twice, and if you can, it's going to cost you too much the first time. So you have to contest the Aegis area and hope for the best. This might be one of your better opportunities, though. You notice that Alliance go for the gank as soon as the Aegis fades. Obviously, they timed it. They're a professional team. They're going to try to go for the engagement, but doesn't do anything, and they're just kind of falling behind in farm.
I think they're going to go for this kill on the bottom on the Slardar. They did have the smoke. They go for the wraparound, and here's Nuts with the setup. Yules into the light strike. Ake's done it as well. They use the straight up Fiend's Grip, Laguna Blade. That's a clean kill.
Yeah, that was a little bit too greedy by Rio, but it does reveal the positioning for Alliance. And so for a minute or two, Mineski's going to feel pretty safe. I doubt that Alliance go for another smoking just immediately after this. Yeah, it's on cooldown. And it's down for another 3 minutes, which is around the time the Roshan comes up. So the timing of it is okay. Unluckily for the Mineski, it's not going to be up for quite a bit.
Oh man, completed heart on this man. Going for obviously a little bit of a different build this game. You know, the first one we saw Huskar go for that AC, and I guess this is just what kind of respecting the burst damage that heroes like the Timber and the Lina can offer that he needs to be aware of when he's jumping in.
I'm trying to think right now about what I would do in this situation if I'm Alliance, but I've never had to play against a 13k net worth Huskar who has a heart. It's actually the Dazzle that's the biggest problem right now for them. They have to figure out a way to deal with Jules. He's 0, 1, and 7 right now. You can't afford him to be doing this much in fights with just 800 HP, right? If he's casted 2 Graves, he's already done his job.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, as you said before, we're 30 minutes into a game pretty much, and they've only killed the Dazzle once.
Yeah.
Something's going wrong there.
In the team fights, he's just not taking anything. They're not being able to get the sleep on him. Mineski's doing such a good job of jumping in with the Slardar. And you notice that Rio, he just kind of walks around and ambles around to make sure that they split up the fight as much as possible. And when that ends up happening is, your focus isn't on the Dazzle. It's at the Huskar that's repeatedly attacking you non-stop and killing you, right? Or it's on the Slardar that's rampaging across, casting his ultimate on everybody.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Mineski just knows how to play this Huskar draft.
Yeah, they really do, and I wouldn't be surprised if
Dire's
in
top tower
future games
is
of this
under
tournament we
attack.
see teams just taking the Huskar away, or at least drafting around it, or Winter's Curse trap to S4. Alliance are there, and they will look to try and turn. They'll pop down the cooldown, there'll be a Nightmare on S4 binding time, pops the BKB, looks for the Rec Room from the sidelines, now ball
Oh, he gets the snowball.
comes out, just be able to buy himself some time, and now with the Grease, he's actually able to ward this off. Light Drag Array onto Cuckoo, but he's still pretty damn tanky. He's got the heart and the armor on, and he just jumps forward onto Loader. Loader should go down, that's going to be the first casualty for the side of Alliance. Bulldog will find the kill onto the Tusk, but he'll probably pay with his own life, and he certainly will. The bash is there from Slardar. 2 down at the moment on Alliance. It's going to be a buyback from the Tusk, but the rest of Alliance will get themselves the hell out of there. But nonetheless, a 2-for-1 trade that, once again, Mineski are going to be smiling all the way to the end of the game with.
And if you're Loda, you have to be so frustrated because you're a gyrocopter against a Huskar. You notice that the Huskar had about 1200 HP. Loda has full. He's probably thinking to himself, oh, I'm perfectly fine in this position. Immediately gets jumped on, and he actually can't do anything. How many times does that have to happen before you're just like, why did we let this hero through?
15 seconds until Loader's back. We'll see Mineski try and... Oh, yes, they do. Oh, straight in onto the Lina. Nuts is out of this one. He does have a buyback. Ake's there. He just throws out the Nightmare to Cuckoo. I mean, Cuckoo is the Nightmare at this point.
Alliance are probably thinking to themselves, what happened to our nuts?
Pretty much. And here we go.
Cuckoo's just sitting there.
Yeah, he does
He's
not
so
care.
indifferent about everything.
He's pretty much just A-click the base now. And
Objective gaming.
Crush comes out. Kuku just moves across. Now he's just going to fight. Jumps forward. Bulldog gets off the Ghost Scepter. Lina will now buy back. There's a cooldown. Wilhelm to multiple units. Eswell's trying to move forward, but he's got the amplifier. And he needs to be a little bit careful if Kuku gets the jump off. Kuku just sitting there. Bulldog going across, bringing Kuku rather low here. Eswell's put the BKB. Looks for the record. Oh! Potato actually stood straight on top of that. Maybe they can fight off the back of this, but they've already lost Bulldog. They will find themselves a killer on the Dazzle, but the Winter's Curse is down to S4. He's down. He does have a buyback available on the Shadow Fiend. Ake will fall. It's going to be a triple kill for Kuku. They'll move in onto Loader. He's looking for more. Light Strike will come out. Can they kill Kuku?
Alright, this is your best opportunity.
They've got the Yule set up. Can they control him? Kuku jumps onto S4. He's fighting under the tier 4s here.
No, they can't kill him.
They can't
He's got
kill him.
500 HP. You can't kill him.
Bulldog's fought back for this. Can he do anything with it? Loader's there as well. Bulldog's coming forward. He's going to miss the Chakram, and now Kuku just jumps straight back in. Looks for Loader. Light Strike will land onto the Huskar. Can they kill him? No, he's still alive, and he's just killing them. He's unstoppable. The cold embrace comes out. Kuku's still alive. Light Strike Ray comes in, but Kuku, does he manage the Chakram? And they will kill him. They bring down the Huskar. So they do manage to find 4 heroes there from the side of Mineski. But in terms of how much that cost
if you could
them,
get this gem from Jesse Vash. Oh, they guessed wrong. He's gone. He didn't even have mana. He couldn't Glimmer Cape away, but...
So, I mean, well, they defend some of them. They lose the melee racks, cost Alliance 3 buybacks to hold that defense. So an incredibly costly defense for the side, but they do manage to fend the side of Mineski off.
But it was because the Huskar, he was literally 1v4ing you in your base.
Huskar just, he literally knew no fear.
Yeah, did you ever play World of Warcraft? It just looked like one of those
I
like...
never did well.
It looks like one of those like 15-man raids where you have to just like kite non-stop, discuss constantly. You stun here, I'll stun here. Let's take turns.
Oh, Light Strike's gonna miss. Can they get this kill on yours? Oh!
Okay.
Oh no! The Nightmare dodged the Laguna damage! They'll probably still
He's gonna get the
kill.
grave off now?
If they don't, they'll still get the kill. Oh, are they not gonna kill him? Oh, yes they will. If they hadn't got that because of the Nightmare avoiding the damage from the Laguna, well, I think Nuts would have been screwing someone. That was not good.
Alright, Cuckoo's back alive. Cuckoo God is here. Just run, guys. Not like this. Go away. You can't take this fight.
Oh, Tusky onto Ake. Ake, can he get himself out of this? He's got nowhere getting around the shards, but they have got Nuts there with the Yule Scepter. Maybe they could try and turn. There'll be the 4-star taking Tusk away. And now here comes Cuckoo jumping onto Ake. Ake. Oh, he's going to throw out the Nightmare here. Now Loader's turning over the BKB, trying to fight. Greaves have come out from the side of Mineski. Winter's Curse gets laid down onto Loader, but he lives through it. Bulldog moving forward here on the Timbersaw. And they're already going to lose Loader on the Gyrocops. Just crush onto Bulldog. Now looking for the Requiem. Can S4 get it off in time? He can, but the snowball's there, taking Cuckoo away to the sidelines. He looks to focus down onto Nuts, but Nuts shoulders himself up. S4 getting incredibly low, will finally go down. 4 dead on the side of Alliance, only Bulldog surviving. And these are 4 heroes now dead without buyback because of that previous defense that they had to invest in. And a huge, well, another swing really of gold, favoring the side of Mineski. And this is starting to look pretty rocky for Alliance if it wasn't already. Mineski are going to come down the mid lane. They'll almost only look for a second set of racks, and with the Shadow being down for 70 seconds, they may look for even more.
Yeah, he doesn't have buyback. Nobody from Alliance really matters in terms of being able to kill Cuckoo anymore.
Oh,
you're gonna have to do it as a team.
These bashes.
You gotta wait for everybody to be up. Maybe you make one more attempt, but for example, if it's like a 4v5, Alliance have already lost because you need all 5 to kill him.
It's not going to be okay.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Mid racks are going, and Cuckoo, he's got to complete it.
Oh, he's got a Satanic now. 4100 HP.
Oh, being knocked down to the lower bracket. 2 games by a Huskar. Can't feel goodwill.
No. This is what it used to feel like whenever they had to play against the Alliance Nature's Prophet. They think to themselves, you know, why didn't we let this go? Alliance probably just thought, maybe we can deal with it better, or maybe they thought they would have picked it again.
Loader. He's gone. Raging Potato did overcommit.
Right, look at Cuckoo God. He doesn't even care. He's like, guys, come on.
I mean, they've still got some racks left.
Some? One?
Going. Go on. No. Hey, there we go.
Radiant's bottom
Alright.
is fought with Dire now have
Can Alliance do it? It's... No, they can't. GG is called. Mineski will take the series 2-0. With Cuckoo's Huskar. I mean, S4 not having a fun time in the fountain there, and Will, what a performance from Mineski. We said it in the first game, and I think in the second game as well. We saw Alliance bring something a little bit more substantial to the table, but Mineski was still able to deal with it absolutely fantastically.
Yeah, they had a lot of opportunities actually that were kind of squandered. For example, they were able to prevent the Roshan twice. And they dominated those two fights, if you remember, but they went for the engagement at top. They got split up almost immediately. They lost hero after hero. They actually lost 6 heroes.